pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Did everyone have a chance to read the minutes from last week?
Yes, I did see that.
And were there any additions or corrections?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve this present.
I'll second that. It's been moved and seconded to accept the minutes. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Passed 3-0. Commissioner comments and committee reports. Jack, did you have anything?
I don't have anything. I attended the MARC meeting last week and was very impressed with what all they can offer us. So I think we made the right decision. That's all I have.
I had my K.S.A. Multi-County Health Department meeting last night. Okay. Kind of transitioning from after doing away with the CEO position, kind of reallocating some duties. Things are working out very well. Financially, we're on target. I wanted to say on tape, condolences are County Health Nurse Christy Callahan's mother passed away on June 5th, so I want to formally give my condolences to her. She was at the meeting last night. I was very surprised for her dedication. Some of the updates is Christy was awarded the John Snow Award for Epidemiology at the Epidemiology Conference for Disease Investigation. Also, the health nurse at Jackson County received the same award, so that's a good distinction. Things that are happening in the county, there's uptick of tick infestations and tick diseases. We want to be aware of that. And she's currently sending out WIC cards. They are the health department's the only provider of WIC benefits here in the county, and she is trying to re-energize some of the clients that have stopped using the service, and she's getting a good response on that. And there's a program called Can Be Healthy, which is a basically for for kids to come in and get their health screenings, and there's currently 20 kids scheduled at the next clinic for that. So that's kind of some of the things that are happening there. Okay, Corey, you want to come up?
Afternoon, all.
Hello.
I have the monthly EMS response report. I should have electronic copies available through Michelle. Nothing really significant to report again. Again, we're developing a pattern here, and I think a positive pattern. The fluctuations are at a minimum. We're meeting national response times and our stated goals up front. So again, I'm really happy with the job our staff is doing, and no big anomalies.
Are we getting any heat-related injuries or anything uptick from the heat? Or?
Not in particular as of yet, no. Maybe 2 to 3 calls so far that are specifically heat-related, so no, nothing nothing out of the norm. But we expect to see a rise this time of year anyway. So anything we see would be expected, and we prepare for that. We change. Specifically, we change what we carry on the trucks. We start carrying water on the trucks this time of year, and we also change from carrying a larger supply of heated IV fluids to a supply of cooled IV fluids. So we prepare for that in advance.
It just seemed like it came a little early this year.
Yeah, I think it did. We go from winter to summer around here now. We don't have spring.
There wasn't much of a transition. It seemed like we went from a very cold April to a hot May and a hotter June, and don't give the old body much of a chance to adjust. So that's the reason for my question.
We get our new ambulance bids in yet?
No, we'll start bidding for new ambulances in 2019.
No, the bids.
Oh, cots. I'm
The
sorry. I
cots.
think it said bids. I apologize. We're going to be discussing the cot bids at the advisory board meeting this Friday on the 15th.
Well, I thought that was been approved by the board. We approved it.
And we tabled that.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kind of
because we needed to. There was such a disparity in the prices. We wanted to see what the long-term ramifications of taking the lower bid were, and make sure we didn't put ourselves in a position where we'd spend a lot of money later on, or have interoperability or logistical problems with taking the lower bid. So we'll be discussing that
Friday.
Friday.
1 o'clock. Yeah, it's going to be an earlier meeting.
and then should be able to bring back a advisory board recommendation for an official vote on the bids.
But quite a bit on the agenda for Friday, don't we?
Mhm.
We're going to talk about ambulances, budget.
Yeah, we're going to be
costs.
talking about the ambulance bids for next year and what the plan going forward with that is. We'll probably be talking about a little bit about the USDA grant work. We'll be talking about the cot bids. We've got an entire quarter's worth of response reports to go over. So yeah, we have a very full agenda for Friday.
is that a rebox or new?
We're scheduled for a new, and I do have some ideas to put in front of the advisory board on both costs and changing some of the route we're going down with those to maybe have remount options in the future, as opposed to what we have now, being maybe limited on what we can do with the remounts on the current van chassis.
Well, that's where I was sold on the remount idea until they changed the platform, and now I kind of feel stuck with what we got.
So I want to look at some long-term goals on how to be able to get back into that cycling a remount new every 4 to 8 years.
Well, there's the unknown of you never knowing whether they're going to change their platform. So
We're in the trend to go to like truck chassis types.
And that's what I'm going to present is maybe 1 ton, slightly downsizing our ambulances a little bit, going to a slightly smaller box. I've had some experience now with some of these smaller ambulance boxes, and I think they would still work very well for what we do, but that would put us in a chassis that's a little bit cheaper than, say, a 1.25 ton, 1.5 chassis, but still put us in a box that would be easily remounted later on down the road, and then have a chassis that have some trade-in and resale value. So I've got some numbers to present to the advisory board then.
okay, yeah. Do you have any input now to maybe guide us Friday? I mean, if you have any preliminary.
You tell me how to tell a good cow from a bad one or how to raise crops, I can answer it. But talking ambulance,
I couldn't answer that one for you, so we'll trade information there.
Any other questions?
Oh, it looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, we're
Looks like
meeting the goals.
90% of our stuff's in the city of Atchison.
Oh yeah, easily, probably 95% really. So, and that's where the population base is. But no,
What's out of county? What situation do we have when we have out of county calls?
out of county is usually mutual aid. Neighboring county has a call that either they don't have an ambulance available, or it's a call that's significant enough they need extra ambulances. The 3 in this instance, 2 of them we went across the bridge into Missouri, and that was a first response. Basically, we stabilized the patient until they could get there because we were just physically closer. One of the other responses was in Brown County to actually transport a patient when they didn't have the resource to do so.
that's good to help one another. That'll be a day when we.
Oh, and they help us. Yeah, that's a two-way street. They certainly come in and help us. So.
Especially with the manufacturing the day of the plume or the river terminal explosion, it comes back. So.
Yeah, we utilized a lot of neighboring services and fire departments to aid us on that day. So, yeah, we definitely have great mutual aid partners.
That's a trend that I've seen probably in the last 10 years is a mutual aid. I know with the fire departments, but I'm sure it is more even with ambulance service.
Yeah, ambulance services, we have aid agreements now with a couple of ambulance services around us, and obviously we respond regardless of an aid agreement if requested, and we have the resources. But with ambulance services, we kind of get on an island. There's a fire department in pretty much every small community or township or district, so there's more fire engines for each call than there is ambulances. So it's good to have people willing to respond because we do get on an island out here. Our mutual aid partners are quite a ways away from us. So being prepared and having that resource already keyed up is better than scrambling later. So we definitely extend our help outwards too.
Okay. Any further questions?
All right. Have a good afternoon.
See you Friday. Okay. George K. Baum engagement letter. That's I can, but Pat needs to be here for that. I'm going to have that either.
I was going to make a motion that we direct county chairman to sign the engagement letter with George Baum for underwriting services.
Okay, if we don't physically have it here.
No, I have it.
Matt?
I have it.
She has it.
Oh, okay.
It was with my.
Has Pat had a chance to look over it?
I don't know.
Let me amend my motion. After the chairman confers with county councilor, have him sign it in Yavapai County.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That's 3-0. Okay. After it's here, we'll have to have him look that over.
It didn't sound like he was coming with that. Is this something that you gotta have today?
Unless
I don't think that's ours.
This
No,
is
that's
yours.
ours.
No,
that's
Oh, okay.
this is
Gilmore
George
and
Baum.
Bill.
This is George K. Baum.
Oh, okay.
It might be us, just a different deal. It might be Gilmore and Bell.
Okay, let's go on to we have a PO for community corrections. In the total order of $4,522.20 for computers. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
I second that, Mr. Chairman.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That's 3-0. Okay, we have 3 things for road and bridge. First is to vote and accept the engineer ranking for a selection committee report. They've already been scored and ranked, and this is just to put it through so it shows that how we rank these in order and how our selection is made. So here, do I hear a
Make the motion to accept the rankings and be part of the public record in determining who our engineer should be.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and
You may
seconded.
announce who that is.
Okay, the top ranking is to McAfee Henderson Solutions. Second one is to Schwab Eaton. Third ranking is Cook Flatt and Strobel. Fourth is Peppercorn Engineering. And BG did not receive a ranking for some reason. I'm not sure on that.
It should be noted that they're pretty close.
Yes.
It's not like a gigantic.
Yeah, it's just slightly different. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passed 3-0. Okay, the second is to accept engineering fee. Let's see, this was on the revitalization of a mile and a half of Osage Road from the Jefferson County line north. This is just the preliminaries, the what do they call it, and they probe the road and core drill it, and the plans of how much ash and everything that they need for the mix. He was in this morning, and we just decided to consider our top pick would be CFS Engineers, Cook Strobel, in the amount of $5,000. Do I hear a motion to accept?
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That's 3-0. Okay, the third thing for Seth is vote to accept the crane repair for our county-owned crane. Two estimates. The higher estimates, the one we decided to look at and approve, because the crane will then be certified and OSHA approved for 5-year term. The other estimate did not include any such guarantee or safety.
Well, there was a lot more to it than that. I think the one was the very minimum, and they get in, there could be more. That one, it would not exceed that.
Yeah, it's not to exceed, and the amount is $32,097.04. Is there any more discussion on that? If not, do I hear a motion to sign off on, with the crane repair to Truck Utilities, Inc., Kansas City, Kansas?
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passed 3-0.
I think I just want to say.
Okay, we're going to have a dead time here. And that is a hearing, so we need to actually be, it's time sensitive at 1:30, correct?
No, it's not.
It's not?
Here this time.
Okay, it's not. Okay. Well, then you can come on up.
Okay. Come up here.
It's listed on my agenda as a hearing,
Oh,
so I
okay.
was.
No public hearing this time. Avoid that.
It's just the resolution.
Yes. So for the record, Chrissy Simpson, Gilmore and Bell, and Ron Ollinger from Benedictine College here on the bond issuance by the county on behalf of the college. We're here today to request the approval of the authorizing resolution to issue the bonds. I brought copies. That can be your official copy if you don't already have it. And I brought copies for each of you if you want to have it. Okay, did you guys like some?
One for that,
Yeah, Pat has had the, we've emailed the drafts to Pat and Michelle a couple weeks ago, and I haven't received any comments from either of them on any of these, on the resolution or on the bond documents. They're very similar to the financings the college has done over the last several years, no major changes. I think kind of the high points of the resolution are the current bond model has the bonds at $7,625,000. It's a refunding, so there's no new projects. It's just refinancing old debts. It will be privately placed and purchased by UMB Bank at a fixed interest rate that does not exceed 3.3%. The current model is showing 3.060% fixed interest rate going out until the year 2027. So those, it's a significant savings for the college on the bonds. The bonds that are being refinanced, I think, have interest rates all the way up into the 5%.
Yeah.
So it's a significant savings for the college to be able to refinance that debt. And also on the bank qualification, like we mentioned last time, we will not be using any of the college's bank qualified cap for 2018. Yeah, sorry, the counties. Yes, the county's cap. So that leaves you your full $10 million. I don't know if you guys ended up doing some of those projects, but I know you talked about doing some last year. So
It's pending.
great.
Did they extend the time on this?
No, they didn't. It's actually
Timeline is the same. I think that's the way it was last time.
Pat was here to definitely.
yeah, like I said, I know he's had them and presumably looked at them, and I haven't gotten any comments, which is usually his operation. You know, no comments is no news, good news. But I don't know if you guys have spoken to him.
Why don't I do that real quick? We got some time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Make sure.
And I've got copies of everything for you or Michelle. I can stop by the office. Give them to her.
I don't know if you heard of Jack, but I said Eric wants to step outside so he could get hold of that and see if he can look at it.
Looks pretty standard to me. But I'm not an attorney.
Well, when you said no major changes, I took it that there might be a few changes made to it. If you would have said no changes, you probably could have.
Oh, so there was a version 1 of the bond document sent out probably last week of June. And then I think the only changes were dropping in the numbers from the bond financing and a few like typo type changes. But I know there weren't any changes to the county's covenants or rights or that type of thing.
What do you foresee BC in the future? You got plans?
You know, our fall enrollment looks like it's gonna kind of bounce back. You know, we were down last fall, and right now we've got a really strong group of freshmen. So, you know, I think, of course, we had to recover quite a few students. We were down about 90 students in the fall last year. So, you know, the only thing I can think of is that if we would grow enough that we'd have to build another residential hall. And, you know, we'd probably do that with bond financing if we did. So I don't know.
You're about running out of ground up there.
Well, you know, when the hospital,
Oh, that's right.
you know, we've got some property to the north of where we built St. Michael's, and we also have some property to the west. So I don't know. Yeah. Well, we're really talking about building a new dorm right now. So we've been so focused on the USDA financing for Westerman Hall and stuff like that. So.
Well, I don't know if it was rumored or what, but 10 or 12 years ago they were saying, are we going to have a BC? And then the boy just we've grown by leaps and bounds.
Yeah,
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. So, and it's really nice to see the enrollment coming back for this fall. So, we weren't really sure if we'd, kind of hit a flat spot, but it's pretty good. So, we just had alumni weekend, and so that was always a good weekend for us.
Is this the first time they got to see all of Westerman completed and open? Was it open last year? Or?
Well, we're
I
remodeling
think it was, in process.
So
still in process.
they could see the new part, but they couldn't, walk around the other parts.
I was up there. We had a meeting of 2 or 3 years ago when you just opened the new building, and I was very impressed with it. Beautiful, beautiful building.
Probably Farrell Academic Center. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. That is a really nice building. Yeah.
What's the football team look like? Pretty good.
I don't know. Every year is different with Larry. We had such a good year last year.
You won't find a more committed coach than what you have.
Yeah.
And his staff, they're really committed to BC.
Yeah, they do a great job. So.
You think we just did new turf for the football field a year or two ago?
No.
The soccer field? Or?
Yeah. We put the turf in the football field 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So we probably have to look at redoing
Probably reading my old bond documents.
Yeah.
My old projects.
I did not get a hold of him. He had court hearing this morning, and that must have went over, and I haven't been able to reach him. But I would be extremely surprised if there was anything wrong that he wouldn't have contacted us by now.
She said she made a couple of typo changes, but as far as county commitment, nothing's changed.
I was just wondering what's the best way to proceed with this.
I moved to approve the resolution as presented. I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other comments? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
I think, do we have to give the chairman authority for that? Just one second. There's 3 of them.
Well, I think it's a road.
Well, we passed it, and I can sign as chairman.
I know, but do I need to make a motion to have the chairman sign off on the resolution?
Well, it's been approved. I don't think I need a separate. It was just one signature.
No, we typically don't have a separate one.
But don't you want the resolution number?
Yes. Is this the copy I need to sign, or?
Which one do you want?
We can sign that one just because it won't have a staple mark in it. So you guys can keep a copy.
We can make a
Make a
copy.
copy of it.
Oh, yeah, you can. One of the copies that we keep, you can probably have the staple. That way they have the.
Did you need to get a resolution number?
1437.
14.
It's for the first one. Which one are you doing it on? Because you should have 2 resolution numbers. One for the excerpts.
Is there 2 different?
I think they should be the same.
Or should it be the same
It
number?
should be the
It should be the same. So 1437. Okay, thank you.
Your pen. I'll break that down.
So we have to go to 18-14.
Yeah, it's 2018, but she had already put 2018 in there.
It's already here. So.
Okay.
And does this first page need to be filled out with?
I can fill it out since I was here. So can you draw that? Oh, that's okay.
Checking here.
Or I'll just email you and Michelle. Just make sure I got it right. That's fine.
So Michelle will have to sign this.
Yep.
And then we'll sign this.
I'll let you go over. Then I'll leave that out with Michelle. Okay, and then I didn't know how busy your schedule was today. I did bring all of your signature pages if you wanted to sign them today. But I don't know how full your agenda is.
Yeah, I think we're going to have time because we're basically going to be done here.
Oh, okay. Great.
Why don't we just go ahead and finish up the meeting, and then I can sign off on that as soon as we're done.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you. Ron, I think we can release you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, you're good.
Yeah, I'll just make you guys are done.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Ken.
Did you see there's a thank you from the Juneteenth committee if you want to see that? Okay. There was interest. Is there any interest in putting an ad in ACCHS high school sports calendar for any county projects? No, I didn't. Just
Doesn't really benefit the school.
and I think some of those are good. This is something that we haven't gotten into. K.S.A conference is going to be in October this next year. Just sending out their initial itinerary. It's going to start on Monday, October 15th this year. I can't commit to going this year. That's going to be too much conflict with my schedule. So
I've got I reserved space, private assignment.
okay.
I got a hotel room.
Yeah, it's early, but I was just going to put that out there at the initial information is on Wichita. No, it's in Kansas City. This will be the third year in Kansas City.
With the charter resolution.
That will be 30, and I do not have that. That's something.
I have a copy of it, but can I make it simple? Give us a copy. It's a charter resolution. Requires all of us to vote yes. I vote to table it until county councilors read its plan. So
Yes.
I make a motion to table until next week.
I'll second. Yeah, it's been moved and seconded to table that. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. Just to save us on the.
I read it. I think I understand it, but I really like it.
I have not read it, so I don't even have that luxury of thinking I can understand it. The county councilors updates, no executive sessions. Table that. So with that, do I hear a motion to adjourn at 1:34? So moved. Second. Then moved and second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.